Hi, and welcome to City Happenings. I'm Mayor David Black. R&R Commerce Park, Highway 50 and 370, opens its first building. We'll take you to the ribbon cutting. Sump once again offers its annual Toddler Trick or Treat. The library's Youth Services Director gives us an update. And the Mayor's Youth Leadership Council receives an award from a national group. Find out what it is. Please enjoy all of these stories next in City Happenings for the week of October 22nd.
Thanks, Mayor Black. R&R Commerce Park at Highways 50 and 370 officially opened its first building. It's one of four 250,000 square foot facilities.
If you're not used to a building of this scale, you can look down there and maybe think it's not that big, but wait till somebody is down there and see how small they are, and it'll really see the proportion of how big this is. This building is probably sitting in the middle of what, maybe 70% of the state's population. The two major metro areas, and then at the point that a new interchange will go in on the interstate, which will just be south of here, you'll be connected to Highway 34, so you're at the intersection of I-80 and I-29, to the two major interstates in the nation you're sitting at the interstate middle of. You're in the middle of 75% of the state's population. I don't think you could find a better place to be located. Looking out the window over here is probably one of the best views as well. That's the Omaha National Cemetery. That's a national monument like Arlington Cemetery. So full build out, you're sitting there. And while this is an industrial building, I really want to thank you for how you stepped up the design and respected that you're next to a national monument. It really does fit, so thank you for that. You've been a great partner. I want to recognize Chris Myers, Carla Rupiper, Mark Sturzman really have been the key team you've been working with. You've been fantastic to deal with, and it's been an honor to say R&R entered Nebraska through Papillion. And really it has been a partnership.
You're standing in a 250,000 square foot warehouse building. The first time I walked in with Scott Daly, again, I'm used to smaller space. And I said, wow, Scott, I think you could put 3 or 4 football fields in here. And he said, well, Mike, actually it's 5.14 football fields will fit in this space. So it's going to be the first of 4 buildings that we develop here at R&R Commerce Park. Out the back way as you were driving in, you can see there's still a lot more land, and we'll have a total of 1.1 million square feet of warehouse space here in R&R Commerce Park. And then we do have some additional land that's right here in the immediate neighborhood that's going to allow us to develop another 1.3 to 1.4 million square feet of warehouse space. So this is just a great location. The intersections of Highway 50 and 370, along with very easy access to the interstate, just made this an ideal location for this type of development activity. And I'm sure in Mayor Black's comments he'll mention there's a lot of other things that are going on in the immediate area as well. So we're just thrilled that we were able to be part of this corridor, and we think it's going to help drive the success of our market here. I think one of the interesting things to me is that there's just not this type of inventory available in the market. And so what's happened is a lot of the people that have been making inquiries and wanting to know about the property and availability are a lot of regionally and even some national users. So the thing that excites me as someone that's been in business here in the Omaha and Sarpy County areas for many years is this asset is going to be a driver for people coming in that aren't already in the market, bringing jobs, helping grow the local economy, and then of course it's also going to provide some additional space for people that currently exist in the market. So we really feel like the development of this park is going to be a very good economic engine for the area here.
When we were looking for warehouse locations, we settled on this site really because of some of the things that we talked about earlier with the infrastructure that's in place around it, to the accessibility to the interstate, to a lot of the growth and the businesses that are around here. One of the things we do in Des Moines and what we're doing here also in Omaha is really bringing our business model of building industrial parks or warehouse parks where you have multiple buildings under one ownership. And so, as Mike mentioned, we have 3 more buildings planned here. It'll be over 1 million square feet. And to some extent, what it allows us to do is to control some of the surroundings of what's being developed, at least to the west of us, but more importantly to our customers who have, who come to us, and as their business grows, a lot of times their real estate needs grows, and having multiple buildings under one ownership allows us to move companies to different buildings or move people around to accommodate that growth. We've had a company in Des Moines, national company that opened an office, took about 25,000 square feet, a couple of bays, and over a course of several years we were able to grow them to about 125,000 square feet. So having that ability to do that is important to our customers, and why we have that model here. But I think finally the last thing I'd just like to mention is at R&R we really are long-term holders of the real estate. 33 years ago when we started a lot of our developments, and I've been there for about 31 of those years, we still own all those developments today. So we're happy to be here as part of this community in greater Omaha area, and we're looking forward to being part of this community for years to come.
Here we go.
It's official.
The 6th annual Toddler Trick or Treat is set for Halloween morning at Sump Library. The library's Youth Services Director explains why this event happens while the sun is up.
Because our littles are too little to trick or treat at night. It's usually dark, it's usually cold, it's usually after dinner, and they need to go to bed. So why not have them trick or treat in the morning when it's light out? They don't know the difference between, trick-or-treating door to door.
There's another reason for having this during the day.
But those darned toddler costumes are so cute, and it's just so fun to see what the moms and the dads and the grandmas come up with for a costume. Like, there's always popular ones, there's always firefighters, there's always lions, but some years it's just amazing what those parents and grandparents make and put their kids in. It's just really fun. Like, it's just something we love to do, and we look forward to it.
Here's how things work.
We will have staff or volunteers pass out the candy or the trinkets, whatever we purchase or whatever we get donated, and then they'll just trick or treat to that station, and then the line will move to the next station, and then we literally start it out the door. I go to Brownies and I stick my head inside each of the businesses and say, "We're coming," and then they all come out, and it's just a big, huge community gathering of littles. I mean, it's just a fun morning. I hope it never ends. We really look forward to Toddler Trick or Treat.
Kathy encourages you to experience Toddler Trick or Treat because it's fun.
I don't know much more to say to them. I just think it's a really fun thing for the littles to be able to be exposed to the library, hear some really fun Halloween stories, nothing scary, nothing creepy, and then just share the morning with everybody else that's out there and see their little friends, or come with their friends, or come with their neighbor group, or it's just a fun activity. I think that they will like it if they try it.
The Mayor's Youth Leadership Council receives an award from Keep America Beautiful, the Nebraska chapter.
Our youth council has a stretch of Shram Road of a mile long that they clean up once a month. Third Sunday of every month we take them out, and our Mayor's Youth Leadership Council, they walk both sides of the street and that median in the middle, and they clean that area up. We took that on about 5 years ago as a project for our youth council to be involved with.
Officer Phil Tackett, the other youth council member, got it all started.
Entered us into this, not really a contest, but an awards thing that Keep Nebraska Beautiful Youth Award category. And we submitted all the paperwork and turned it in, and it came back that we won an award for that. So it's kind of a highlight for our youth council kids. They go out there no matter what the weather is. We've been out there with umbrellas in the rain, been out there bundled up in the cold, but they always show up, they do a good job, and they keep that mile stretch clean, and it's nice to see them receive a reward for that.
Having teenagers involved in being recognized for cleaning a stretch of road is almost unique.
You know, I don't think you see as much of that anymore, these adopt a highway things. You see them out there. Most of them I see are adults, adult groups that take on that project. I don't think you see a lot of teenagers out, at least I don't, out cleaning up those areas anymore. And I think it sends a good message to the teens today that get involved with your community, volunteer some time, and make a difference in the way your community looks and what people think of it.
Foster says winning this award is a great life lesson for the youngsters.
If you volunteer your time, you work hard, and you give something to community, somebody's going to give you something back. Even if it's just something as simple as this plaque or this award from Keep Nebraska Beautiful, it sends a message that, yes, there's a reward for that work you do, even though it's volunteerism.
This kind of recognition is a motivation for the teens.
The goal of the Mayor's Youth Leadership Council is to teach youth leadership skills. You know, we have a president, a vice president, secretary, et cetera, et cetera. And so we get people into those positions to try to help them gain or improve on their leadership skills. What this trash pickup on the third Sunday of every month does is it puts those people in the officers' positions in a position to say, okay, now I need to get at least 6 or 8 or however many people we're going to need that day. I need to get them organized. I need to make sure they're going to be here and show some accountability. So it proves that they have leadership skills by getting enough people there every time we do that to get the job done. And there's a reward in that itself. Some of these kids come in, they've never been in a leadership role before. And this gives them the opportunity to be the leader and say, look, we've got to get X number of people on this Sunday every month, 12 times a year. We got to have enough people to go get this job done and do it safely and efficiently. You go out with 2 people, it's going to take you twice as long. So it helps increase their knowledge of what it is to be a leader, and it increases their self-esteem in the same thing. Now, when we get an award like this, it just adds that icing on the top that says, not only are you capable of getting crews together and organizing this event, somebody noticed, somebody other than us.
The Papillion Senior Center's annual Halloween party happens all day long on Halloween Day, Wednesday, October 31st. There's a crazy costume contest, games, and lunch. Enjoy live music with the trio Feelin' Groove from 1 to 2 p.m. It's happening at the Senior Center at 1001 Limerick Road. Stay up to date with what's happening in Papillion. You can find us on Facebook, follow the City of Papillion on Twitter, or even watch our YouTube channel. Information about all of our departments and programs is available on our website. For more about Papillion, go to www.papillion.org. Or just call the Mayor's Hotline at 402-827-1111. Thanks for watching.